Welcome back. We're talking about some of those mind traps we see ourselves get into, and then we kind of sabotage ourselves. And you said the next one is one of the most important ones.
It is, and I think it's so pertinent to the current scene that's happening today with the politics. So this is called confirmation bias. And confirmation bias, we all do it, and it's when we seek out information that confirms what we already believe, but we disregard information that contradicts what we believe. And we all do it. We all do it. We do it with religion. We do it with politics. We do it with first impressions. That's why a first impression is so important. It takes less than 7 seconds to make a first impression. Cognitive bias is what makes a first impression a lasting impression, because once someone has that first impression, they seek out evidence to prove that it's true. And we do it with politics. We do it with all these. And the reason that we fall into this confirmation bias trap is because every day we have to process so much information that our brain unconsciously just seeks out these information processing shortcuts. And it uses these shortcuts because it's an easy way to cut down on the amount of work it has to do. Because when you think about it, it's a lot easier to look at information that confirms what you already believe, rather than to have to sort through all the issues on the other side. And the reason confirmation bias is so detrimental is because it really puts us in a position of thinking that we own the truth and no one else does. And so the way that we fight against confirmation bias is that we really seek out the opportunity to consider the other side. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it, but especially in today's situation with the politics, it's really good to remember that we all come from a history, and we come to these decisions and conclusions because of that history. So it's really important, because what happens with confirmation bias is that we sometimes think that we own the truth, and that can really result to tribalism, to bigotry, to all of those sort of things. So it's probably one of the most important biases that we have to really warn against.
So why do we sit in that place? Is it just for comfort? And
it is because it's easier once we've made a decision about something. Our brain doesn't like to be wrong. So once we've gone down a lane, our brain starts to seek out information to prove that that's true. And you know, as a rule, we start to hang out, we read literature, we watch TV that confirms what we already believe. It's a shortcut, and we all do it.
It's a shortcut that you don't want to try to take.
It's
right.
Yes, and like I said, it doesn't make you immune to it, but it really gives you an opportunity in life. Life is short. People are good. Most people are good. We can't think we're the only good people. We can't think that we're the only people who've thought things out. So it gives us an opportunity to just consider the other side. Just consider, and maybe lessen that intenseness that we feel, especially in today's really intense period.
Website, how can people get a hold of you?
Oh, it's amydspeaker.com. Yep.
Amy D, and that's D-E-E, correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
amydspeaker.com. Check her out. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You got to stick around, too, because when we come back, we're going to show you how to make some scones. Be sure and stay with us.
Oh, fun.